Hello students, today in my YouTube channel in the subject Transportation Engineering, we are going to discuss on the topic Traffic Engineering. So let's quickly start today's video. So first of all, we will try to understand what do you mean by Traffic Engineering. So basically, Traffic Engineering is that phase of transportation engineering that deals with the planning, the geometric design, and the traffic operations of roads, highways, road networks, road terminals, and their relationship with other modes of transportation such as railways, airports, harbor docks, etc. It is very important that traffic flow on roads should be economical, efficient, safe, and rapid. So if the traffic engineering is proper on a particular road network, so in that particular road, the traffic flow should be efficient, economical, safe, and rapid. Traffic engineering is thus that branch which deals with the science of measuring traffic. What do you mean by measuring traffic? That means nothing but measuring the traffic volume or the traffic volume measurement on a particular road network. Designing and operation system to achieve safe and efficient movement of persons as well as goods. On a particular road network, we have pedestrians, drivers as well as luggage or good moving vehicles. Now let us study the scope of traffic engineering. That means why study of traffic engineering is necessary. So basically, traffic engineering includes the study of several things. So we will study about them one by one. So the very first one is traffic survey. So traffic survey is very important and you all must have seen traffic surveys going on around the roads, highways and streets. So why this is done? Basically, traffic survey is conducted to assess the traffic characteristics to collect some spatial data and information so that these data and information can meet the future traffic needs. So basically these all informations are done in a traffic survey part. I hope this is clear to all of you. The next one is transportation planning. That means basically to plan transportation on a particular road network. So this is also very important. The third one is the geometric design. Next, traffic control operations and regulations, administration and management on a particular road network, and last one is research and development work which is going on in highway or traffic engineering. Now we will study the traffic characteristics. That means, my dear students, whenever you go on a particular road, you must be seeing two things in a particular road. That is a road user and the vehicle. Correct? So traffic characteristics is basically divided into these two parts, that is the road user characteristics and vehicular characteristics. Now my dear students, road user, what do you mean by road user? That means the persons who are using that particular road. They may be a pedestrian and they may be also a driver. So both pedestrians and drivers both may be termed as a road user. So one by one we will see what are the different road user characteristics. So basically we will classify road user characteristics into four parts. So the first one is a physical characteristic, second is the mental characteristic, next is a psychological characteristic, and the last one is environmental characteristic. First of all, we are going to discuss about the physical road user characteristics. So basically, physical road user characteristics can be classified into permanent as well as it can be classified into temporary. Permanent physical characteristics include vision problems, like a person can have a color blindness problem, or else he can have some low vision problem, or else he can be blind. Next is hearing problem. That means a person can be deaf or he can have some type of hearing problems also, and this type of problems are permanent problems. And temporary road user characteristics include fatigue. Fatigue is nothing but if a person or a road user is too much stressed. Next is alcoholic. If a person is too much alcoholic, or else if he is drunk too much, so that is alcoholic. So that is also temporary road user characteristic. Next, illness. If a person is ill, that is also temporary because after taking medicines or after consulting a doctor, he will be okay. And if a person is addicted to drugs, that may also be a temporary road user characteristic. So I hope the first point is clear to all of you. Next is mental road user characteristics. That means if a person is having a lack of knowledge, lack of skills, that is lack of driving skills, lack of driving experience, lack of intelligence and lack of literacy, and that means if a person is illiterate. So these types of things are termed as road user characteristics. You all must have some idea that if a person has good driving skills, good driving experience about that particular road network, and if he is intelligent and quite sound about driving, that means that person is quite a good road user. So these are all the mental road user characteristics. So I hope this point is clear to all of you. Next is psychological road user characteristics. That means if a driver or a pedestrian is having some superstition, he is having some anger in his mind, if he is having some fear, and if he is less attentive, that means attentiveness, fear, anger, and superstition. All these things are termed as psychological road user characteristics. And the last one is environmental road user characteristics. Basically, traffic stream, atmosphere of that particular area, the locality of that particular area, all these terms are classified into environmental road user characteristics. Now we will see the second type of traffic characteristic, that is the vehicular characteristic. Vehicular characteristic have to deal with every parameters of a vehicle. That means the brake efficiency, brake failure, everything that is related to a vehicle. So I hope this traffic characteristics is clear to all of you. Now we will learn about the traffic control devices. The various aids and devices that are used to control or regulate and drive the traffic is called as traffic control devices, and the abbreviated form of that is TCD. So the first one is traffic signs. Traffic signs are one of the most important traffic control devices. Basically, traffic signs are used to control the traffic. We all know that. But besides that, we should also know that traffic signs are actually given to give some timely warning or hazardous situations or some accidents that are likely to occur. They are also used to give the information regarding some important routes, directions, and points of interest of a particular route to the driver. So traffic signs are classified into regulatory signs, warning signs, and informatory signs. We will study about all this in detail in the next part of this lecture. Next is traffic signals. So basically traffic signals can be fixed time traffic signals or it can be manually operated traffic signals. Next type of traffic control devices are markings, that is pavement, road curbs, some objects, reflector units across the road, on the sides of the road, and delineators. And the last one is traffic islands, that is used for channelizing the road, pedestrian crossing, rotary islands, etc. Now we will study about traffic signs in detail. We already have seen that traffic signs can be of three types, that is it can be regulatory sign, it can be warning sign, and it can be information or informatory sign. So first of all we will study about regulatory sign. For that please refer to this diagram. You all must have seen this type of signs in a particular road. So what do you mean by regulatory sign? Actually, regulatory signs are used to inform the road user of certain laws, rules and regulations to provide some safe and smooth traffic movement. These regulatory signs are further classified, or you can say they are subdivided into several parts like prohibitory signs. So in this diagram you can see certain prohibitory signs are given, such as straight prohibited, that means no entry in the straight direction. Next you can see vehicle prohibited in both the directions, that means you cannot move forward or you cannot move backward. Next, all motor vehicles prohibited, that means here you can see many prohibitory signs which are mentioned in this particular diagram. So these all are prohibitory signs. So in this diagram you can see many prohibitory signs are there, that means you have to follow these prohibitory signs because they are actually implemented by the law. So we will see some more examples of regulatory signs like stop and give way sign, prohibitory signs, which we have discussed here only. Next is no parking sign. Next, speed limit and vehicle control sign. Like here you can see a speed limit is been mentioned in this regulatory signboard. So this is nothing but speed limit control sign. Next, restriction end sign and compulsory direction control and other signs. So these all are classified as regulatory signs. Next, we will study another important type of sign, that is warning sign. Warning signs, which is also known as the cautionary signs, are used to warn the road user of certain hazardous condition that exists on and adjacent to the roadway. These are also used to indicate the approach to a particular place where caution or danger is required. The warning signs are in the shape of an equilateral triangle with its apex pointing upwards. So here you can see every signboard which are here mentioned are equilateral triangle. Okay. What do you mean by equilateral triangle? Equilateral triangle is nothing but a triangle whose all sides are equal and all the angles are 60 degree. This type of triangles are called as equilateral triangles. So here you can see all these triangles are of equilateral triangle. And here you can see the color. The symbol indicates that they are in black color against a white background. And these signs have a red border, as you can see in this diagram. Next, we will study about the informatory signs or the information signs. As the name suggests, and as you can see, these signs are used for conveying some information to the road user. That means they are used for guiding the road user. So what do you mean by informatory signs? They are used to guide the road user along a particular road. They are used to guide the road user and give some information of intersecting routes, cities, villages, towns, or any other destination. The informatory signs you can see consist of a rectangular plate of size 600 mm by 450 mm with a black symbol against a white triangle and a blue background. So informatory sign is used for conveying several information like parking signs, cycle stand or auto rickshaw stand is there, taxi stand is there, direction or some important place, flood gauge or some eating place or restaurants, some light refreshment place, first aid or hospital, etc. That's all for today. Thank you all for watching this video.